Hello everybody, how are you? It's Riss. So today I'm going to just be doing a quick little video and I'm going to be giving you 4 rockstar romance recommendations because like I said in my last video, I am just going down the rabbit hole. I just ordered more rockstar romance books on Amazon and I can't wait to get into them. They're just like so fun. Like I don't know, there's something about like the chaos and the found family and all that shit. I really have been enjoying them. So let's get into it. The first book that I'm going to talk about is a Rockstar Reverse Harem. I've talked about this book a lot, but you know, I figured I'd include it again. It is Lilac by B.B. Reed. Lilac by B.B. Reed follows the main character Braxton, who, that's a really weird name. My critique about this book is that I really don't like the name Braxton. I think it's weird, but that's not really a fair criticism, but whatever. So Braxton becomes a new member of the band, and I think she's their guitarist. And the 3 boys, Hudson, Lauren, and Jericho, they are the members of the band, and they don't like it, and they don't like her, and they want her gone. But as they go deeper into their tour together, because the whole thing takes place during a tour, you know, it's a reverse harem, so it's a why choose, they all end up just kind of harmoniously being with one another. And the thing that I love about this book is the spicy scenes they're beyond. The spicy scenes are so good, and with reverse harems, I like male stuff. I just think it makes it more well-rounded, and it's also just, like, hot. So this book I definitely would recommend if you like reverse harems, if you like rockstar romances, and especially if you like male. There's a lot of history between 2 of the male characters in this, and I just think it's so freaking good. Her next book comes out in June, and I literally can't wait. Like, that's only a few weeks away. But yeah, Lilac. It's the first recommendation from me. The next book is a book that, from the first chapter, I knew was going to be one of my favorite books of all time. Same thing with Lilac, and that is The Words by Ashley Jade. This book is easily one of my favorite books ever. It is so fucking good. And I say that with such extreme, like, this book is an entry 4-year book. If you know my rating scale that I just started, I'll put it here. But this book, despite the fact that it's really, really hot, it's really sexy, it's a romance book, there's, you know, like a lot of sex in it. Despite that, I'm gonna put it in the entry foyer instead of the bedroom because I really, really feel like it is just perfect. It is a second chance romance, but it is like the most devastating second chance. So it's about Phoenix and Lennon, and Phoenix and Lennon were best friends when they were in high school, and he was like the cool bad guy and she got stuck tutoring him. And I'm not going to go into details because it is so gut-wrenching how alone she was and how bullied she was, and then she ended up tutoring him and helping him, and then he does something to betray her. And it is so devastating. Split up into, I think, like, maybe around here is, like, then, and then this is now when they're reunited. And by this point, wherever it was, I was, like, full-on crying, because I just couldn't get over it. And it's a second chance romance where she doesn't just automatically fall back into it. He has to grovel, and he has to really make amends, because what he did is really fucked up. And then they get reunited because she has to go on tour with him because he's just off his rocker. Like, I mean, I'm not going to get too into it, but she goes on tour with him to try to get his shit together because he's fallen into the typical rock star shit, like drugs, like alcohol, all that shit, girls. It's a beautiful story about these 2 souls just, like, coming back together, and it's really sexy, so I definitely would recommend that. And then, in the same vein, I'm going to recommend the sequel to it. Prequel, The Choice. This just came out in January, and I am chomping at the bit for the second one. I need to know what happens. So this book takes place before The Words about 2 of the main characters, well, I guess 3 of the characters in The Words, Josh, Skylar, and Memphis. And this is their story, the 3 characters. It is kind of a love triangle, but not really, because the one character is really not good to her. So Memphis and Josh are adoptive brothers, and they've been through everything. And Josh, we briefly meet Josh in the words, but something happens to him, and I'm not gonna get into it. But they are adopted brothers, thick as thieves. They complement each other really well. Memphis is the more solid, has his head on his shoulders kind of guy, and then Josh is kind of super off the walls, and he's like damaged in a self-destructive kind of way, and that follows him into adulthood as he joins the band. So Skylar is kind of stuck in between these two brothers, and I really can't say too much more, but it's really freaking good. It is devastating. These books are so much more than just a romance novel. They are books that will just totally destroy your heart and then put it back together again. I really, really think that these are like a work of art. I love them a lot. I definitely would recommend both of them. And then the last one is Vipers and Virtuosos. I talked about, I think, like almost all of these in my last video. Well, I don't think it's actually my last video, but my purple book recommendations, I think I talked about like all of these. This is a stalker kind of second chance, again, rockstar romance, and let me tell you, he is nutso. This shit's crazy. I think this was actually the first stalker romance I ever read, and I really liked it. It's about Aiden and Riley. They were together for a while, I think. It's been a hot minute since I read this book, but I really liked it. And then she does something to him, and then he ends up finding her again and taking his revenge on her, but they end up just falling in love, and it's really good. It's really, really sexy. I like the entire Monsters and Muses universe, I guess, but this one I really like. I think it's cool if you want a stalker vibe. And now I kind of have an honorable mention of a book that I have just finished last night, and I'm not sure if I don't know if I really love it yet. I think I'm just gonna mention it now so I can come back and get my thoughts out while they're fresh. Let me get it. I left it upstairs. But it is Poison Roses. It is the first, and I think a series of 4. It's a rockstar reverse harem. In the first one, nothing has really happened yet, and it was a little long. I'll put a picture of it here. But it's weird because I read the first one, and you still don't really know what happened in their past, which is kind of interesting. There are a lot of unanswered questions, so I will let you know what I think about the second one if I ever pick it up. I think I will, just because I want to see like where it goes. I like the characters, and I'm just really curious, honestly, but I figured I'd throw that one out there just in case you were interested in diving into a more slow burn series. I would like, yeah, it's pretty slow burn. To get to the reverse like harem part where they're all like, you know, it's kind of a slow burn. So that is all I have for you today. Just a quick little, you know, Rockstar Recs. Drop your Rockstar Recs below. I want them all. I love it. I think I think this is my new thing. Anyway, alright, I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you later. Bye.